Hello there! Today we are going to talk about the basics of reselling. So if you want to know how to become a reseller, or you just kind of want to refresh on what to do for reselling, you're in the right place. Hi everyone. If you don't know, I'm Cindy Krause with Krause House Thrift and Thrift. This is my YouTube channel, and I also have an eBay store of 21 years by the same name, Krause House Thrift and Thrift. I'm also on Instagram with the same name. I do have a Facebook page. I'm not on there a lot. I want to start updating that more. And I've been working on a blog. The name of it is cynthianakrause.com, and the reason why it's called that is that's my husband's nickname for me, Cynthiana. I think it came about because my real name is Cynthia and I'm an author, and I think he just thought it sounded, elegant. Cynthiana, like one of those names in a novel. So this, my blog is a work in progress. I will tell you guys when it's finished. I do have the domain, and if you went there, you would see what I've worked on so far. But what it is going to be an amalgamation of, me blogging about personal stuff and, work related, and also talking about my novels. I put my novels on there, and my YouTube videos, and my eBay store. And it's just kind of a one-stop shop, if you will. It's just kind of everything me, everything Cindy. And so when it's done, I'll let you guys know if you wanted to check it out. But I try, and at the end of my eBay day, I try and get on there and kind of tweak it, add some more stuff. I've gone, my website is through GoDaddy, and I love it. I've looked into other websites, Squarespace and Wix and some others, but I find them kind of more hard to use. I just like simple, and GoDaddy is one of the least expensive ones. I think for mine I pay $17 a month. You could pay for, premium or whatever, but I don't need that. And it's very easy to use, very user-friendly. They're not my sponsor, but I do like GoDaddy. I purchase all my domain names through them. They're anywhere from $15 to $20 a year, really inexpensive. And then I use my blog is hosted on their website. So I was doing it for a while, and I stopped posting, so I stopped paying for it, but I decided to get back into it again. So when it's done, I'll let you guys know. But today I wanted to talk about just the basics of reselling. There's so many videos out there, anywhere from beginning to intermediate to advanced. And, if everybody starts somewhere, everybody is a newbie at one time or thinking about reselling. So I just thought I would do the basics today. We can get into more advanced stuff later, and I have talked about more advanced stuff, but I thought, maybe somebody's out there just wanting a basic video, like how do I start? What do I do? And just wanted to show you guys that. That's Oliver. Okay, so see, this is a really cool table. I'll show you guys sometimes. It's a Paris, has like a Paris saying on it. It's really cool. We got it a few years ago when John bought our first home. But this is a cat blanket I got at a thrift store, and then I have another blanket in there, and then this is just a basket I've had for a long time, and he just loves to sink into there and sleep there. That wasn't supposed to be his. I had a bigger container there, a bigger bin there before, and that was, you guys probably noticed in past videos, I had a stack of clothes. That was my death pile. And he didn't sleep on there when I had a really big pile, but as it started getting lower, he decided that was his and he claimed it. Even though my cats have like 4 spots in this office, they sleep. Right there. They picked that place. They used to have my shipping bags. and they always slept there. And then one day Oliver decided to just jump up there. So now that's like one of their favorite spots. So let's jump into the questions. And I'm just gonna start. What is a reseller? I thought I would do reseller versus retailer. You know, this is very simplistic and you probably know it already. But just simply a reseller is somebody who resells used goods or items. And now I am a reseller and I do sell new items as well, but most of the things I sell are gently used. So that's what, you know, you're reselling the item. A retailer is the one who sells it for the first time. It's a brand new item. It's never been sold before. And you know, retailers, they're all at the mall, they're all everywhere. Not going to go into that, but yeah, it's usually resellers, you know, resell items. So I know it's kind of a duh, I know that already, but I just thought I would start like this is the basics. So I thought start at the very basic. I thought I would just, you know, I started thinking in the mind of a, you know, a new reseller or somebody who really doesn't know. They just, for whatever reason, they want to start reselling. Maybe they're quitting, they lost their job, or they just thought it'd be a fun thing to do on the side as a side hustle or a hobby. For whatever reason, somebody wants to do this, and maybe they're not familiar with eBay or any of the other selling venues out there, and they're just very new to this. So I'm making this video for them. I know a lot of you are going to say, yeah, I know, Cindy, I know that already. Why are you talking about that? It's like, duh. But no, this is for the newbie. So in case somebody doesn't know this, I thought I would share it. And so yeah, let's say somebody wants to start selling on eBay. How do they do that? Go to ebay.com, and it's all very easy. I'm not going to screenshot it or anything, but you know, it's a very easy platform. You know, get on their listing template, and it's just, you go from, you know, field to field. It's very simple. Anybody could do it. So it's not something I'm going to take you step by step to show you. Just go on ebay.com. There's a button that says sell, and you just fill out the form, and just fill out as much of it as you can, including the item specifics, because those are very important. One thing to note though on for item specifics is you don't want to put NA or put something in there that's not applicable to the item. Don't bother with NAs or zeros or crossing it out. Just, if you don't know the answer, just leave it blank. That's, you know, eBay has even said that. Don't fill out unnecessary item. No, just fill out what you know about the item, as much as you know about the item. Those are very important. That's what gets your possible buyers to find your item, are these item specifics. So yeah, they're very important to fill out as much information as you can. Plus, you don't want eBay to come back later. Sometimes they require you to fill out these item specifics, and they'll make you fill them out later. So just fill them out now. Just fill out as much information as possible, be as descriptive as possible. I would say upload at least 5 photos. You could do 24, but depending on the item, you know, if it's a new item, I'll do just, you know, 5 or 6. But if it's you know, gently used items, I've used up to 12 or more. Just take as many angles as you can, picture angles as you can, and you know, that's all really easy. It's very simple. eBay is the best. eBay and Amazon are the two, you know, biggest selling platforms. They're two totally different animals. I don't like Amazon, but it's only for certain type of people. I've tried it. I don't like it. I liked it for a while, but now it's gotten very competitive. It's not for me. If you want to look into selling on Amazon, this is not the channel for you, because I don't advocate it. It's, you know, a lot of people make a lot of money on it, and I love buying on Amazon. I buy from them all the time. But yeah, as far as selling, I'm an eBay girl. Secondary, Poshmark, Mercari, Facebook Marketplace. I have some things on Etsy, but really I've kind of let it sit. I might have 5 items, haven't sold anything. I'm waiting I use Flip as my cross poster, and they say Etsy coming soon. So I'm really hoping Flip will get the Etsy cross poster working soon, so I could just easily cross post on there. And Etsy is a totally different store too. I'm not going to talk a lot about Etsy. My channel is mostly about eBay. A lot of these things you can apply though to the other platforms. So, all right, what should you sell? I recommend you just going around your house, things you're not using or you don't want anymore, and do your research. Make sure it's something that's going to sell for at least $8 and up. And you could start, of course, when you first start selling with eBay, you're going to have to sell a bunch of items before you get over that selling limit. They only give you 10 at first, I believe. You want to up your selling list, and they also limit what they do is they put a hold on your money until you ship the item and the customers receive the item, and then they release the money to you. It's not like in the old days. I started in 2001, no problem, just start selling, you sell as many as you want and no limits. It was PayPal, so you got paid instantly. But those days are over. It's a lot different now, and it's just those people that ruin it for the rest of us. But oh well, eBay is still the best platform, in my opinion, to sell on. So start selling, looking around your house, grabbing up things, doing your research. If they sell for, I would say, at least 8 or more, maybe 10 or more. Even if it's small profit, you're probably just going to get small profit at first, and that will increase over time. Okay, so yeah, what you sell around your house to start with. Then you'll branch out. Should you niche down? You might have heard people saying, pick a niche or a niche. I've heard it both ways. I don't know what's more accurate. And what that means is you're just picking 1 or 2 items to sell a category, like, clothing and shoes, or just clothing, or just shoes, or just collectibles, or just trading cards, or ephemera, or there's tons of niches, but that's all up to you. I wouldn't do that at first. You want to sell everything at first. That means anywhere from selling a remote to a top to a water bottle. Just whatever you have around your house, that's going to sell. So you got to do your research, and it's very easy to do that. You could use the eBay app or your computer. You can just type in, and you want to click on the sold items, and that's going to tell you what's sold and for how much. And you also want to look at the date that it's sold to. So as long as you've had at least 1 or 2 or more that have sold, look at the price. If that's a good profit for you, you got to figure out the profit you need to make to be successful and profitable. Then do that. But wait on the niche. Do everything at first, and then later on, as you get more experience and learning more about eBay and what you like, let's say you learned that you really like selling shoes or sneakers or high heels or whatever, and then you decide just to sell that. Well, great, do that. I always recommend you guys, if you're going to niche down, do something you love. Don't I don't like listing. My husband will buy these filters or like a plug for something, like a dryer or something. I'm like, that's boring. I don't want to list that. Of course they sell, but yeah, I don't want to list them. So yeah, make sure it's something you love to list and love to sell. So how do you get the inventory? I kind of touched on it at your get get the inventory. I kind of touched on it at your house, but if you want to go sourcing, like I said, there's tons of venues. I'm a thrifting girl. I love to thrift. In the summer, I go to yard sales. Me and my husband do the yard sales and garage sales. We love that. One of my favorite places to source, but it's very difficult for me to find, are rummage sales. One time John and I went to one and we got this. It was like a video controller. I don't know, $1 or something. I sold that for $100 to a guy overseas. And he paid shipping too, and he loved it. So yeah, rummage sales are the best, because that's when they, you got the nice old ladies, and they're just there to, sell things. They're not there to make a ton of profit, and they'll put a quarter or 50 cents or $1 on something, and it's wonderful. I love those, but hard time finding this. That's when I lived in a bigger city like Portland, Oregon area. Now I'm like, what do we have, 14,000 here in Pendleton, but and rummage sales are not always advertised like on Facebook or whatever. So a lot of times you just got to drive by a church and it'll say rummage sale. Oh, those are my favorites. Thrift stores and rummage sales are my favorite. But I also love yard sales and garage sales. But we're in a cold area, so I would say they have them maybe between April or May and October. We're not like Florida or Texas where they have them year round, but I'm looking forward to that. That's coming. And there's lots of places to source. There's auctions, there's estate sales. And another thing I want you guys to do, if you start becoming a reseller and you love it, you want to keep at it, tell your friends and family, and tell them, rather than to donate the things they don't want, give them to you. I've done that with my parents. I've done that with other people. They'd much rather most likely donate to you than go to their local thrift store. I know I would. Let's help Cindy out with to help her business. One thing I would recommend against is just not do is consignment, especially with friends or family. It's very tough. I've done it. I don't like it. It's very difficult. You gotta wait for the item to sell. It may never sell, and then when it sells, you got to get the money of the person. And at the time I did it, eBay was doing PayPal, so it just was hard to get the money to the person, and then you got to split it. No, I don't like it. It's up to you, but I would say no. So there's tons of places to get inventory. You can get on eBay, Facebook Marketplace, Amazon. You do retail arbitrage if you want. You guys need to look into that. That's something you want to do. That's like buying from like a store, brand new. I've done it before. I prefer not to. I really like to get the gently used items and sell those. That's what I prefer. And I call it rehoming the item instead of just selling it to somebody, because you are rehoming it. You're giving it a new home. And I really love to sell to people that really want or need that item, and it just really blesses them to get it. That makes me feel good. And so I don't do a lot of retail arbitrage, but you can do it. You just got to decide, how do you want to get the items you sell on eBay? I get it multiple ways. And some people do, they order boxes. Like I know Rockstar Flipper sells boxes of remotes to people and they buy them. Other people sell boxes of, inventory. There's all kinds of places that sell boxes of inventory that you can list. That's not me. That's not what I want to do, but sure, there's multiple ways to source. So that will never be a shortage for you, even if you're in an area that's very remote. You could always buy things online and sell that way. But where should you store your inventory? Depends on your situation. If you've got a big house, you can use the garage, the basement, the attic. If you have a shed outside, you can use that. I've done that. We had a place with a shed, so I had my inventory in a shed. We also had a place with a garage, so I used that. Right now we have a basement. This place in the Oh, the last place, I had a huge office, so I stored all my inventory in the office. This place, we have a big basement, so all my inventory's in the basement. But when I lived in Portland, my inventory was in a storage room about it was about 7 minutes away, and I went there every day. It's kind of a pain when you have to drive to your storage room, but if you don't have room in your house, that works. So, and it just depends how much you want to store. I mean, at first you want to go slow, build it up. I've got about 1,300 items in my store, but I've been doing this 21 years and I've built it up to that point. For many years, I only had 200 or 300, but that's when I was part-time. I am a full-time reseller, and my husband does work full-time as well, but so I put in full-time hours and I list. My goal is 7 to 10 a day. And I usually hit that. Eventually I might do more, but that's when I'm comfortable with. So that's another thing. How many do you want to list a day? That's all completely up to you, but I would suggest you make a schedule and you stick to that. And like, how many hours a day do I want to work? And like, when do you want to start? Do you want to start 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever, till whatever time? Probably anywhere from 4 to 8 hours, depending on how long it takes you to list. But just make a schedule and keep to that schedule. That's really important. And be consistent. Sure. How many days a week do you want to list? Just 5? Okay, do that. And how many a day? 5? Okay, do that. Or 10 and 7 days. I pretty much work 7 days a week. Sometimes I'll take a weekend day off, but I really enjoy it. So I'm usually in my office every day. Sometimes it's only just like 4 hours. Sometimes it's 9 hours. It just depends. But and one thing I will definitely mention is that you definitely have to be your own taskmaster. You have to be. But you have to be your own boss, basically. You just have to be the one to come into your office or wherever you work every day and sit down and do the work. And don't let things distract you. I know it's hard for me too. I get distracted. But yeah, you're sitting down there to do the work, especially if this is your full-time job and you quit a full-time job outside the home, or you're the only breadwinner. You definitely want to sit down at your desk and make sure you are working every day. You are listing those items, you're shipping your items, you're doing your customer service. If people are emailing you with questions, that's very important. If you get emails from a customer, I would say respond to them within an hour if you can, especially if it's a question about an item. If you don't get back to them right away, they might move on and not buy that item. But of course, you want to address any concerns they have, maybe something they purchased they didn't like or whatever. You definitely want to address customer service questions immediately or as soon as possible. And I've even had people where I've out of the house and I said, oh, I'm out of town, I'm out of the home, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And people like that, just you're letting them know you'll get back to them as soon as you can. Well, I'm seeing now that I'm running out of time, so I'm not gonna have time to address everything. But yeah, along with the customer service, just make sure you're very kind and professional to your customers. No matter what they say to you, you're just very apologetic and kind and respectful to them. And you will build a business built on people that, will come back and buy from you again. You'll get those repeat buyers and you'll get the glowing feedback, and you'll never have any problems with eBay. That's another video I should talk about, ways to get suspended on eBay. There are some things, but I've been doing it 21 years. I've never been suspended, thank God. And I pray I never am. But then the main thing, you guys, is to enjoy what you're doing. If you love reselling, if you start it and you get into it and you really love it and you do it 20 years, like I've 21 years as like me, whether it's part-time or full-time. Just, you know, just enjoy it and just put all you can into it. Just make sure you know it's a business. You got to be professional at all times, and pretend you're working in an office outside the home, your 8 hours, but you're doing it in your office, your home office, wherever that is, and that you have made a conscious effort to you know, put in the hours and put in the work and do what it takes to get this business up and running and make sure it's successful, and just have a positive attitude, and you guys are going to do great. If you have any questions for me, feel free to drop them in the comments. If you like this video, let me know. If you haven't subscribed and you want to see more content like this, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, share, whatever. I so appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.